Want to know why Medusa is so powerful? Because the story that everybody remembers is that people were terrified of looking at her. Think about that. A woman became so powerful that anybody that approached her risked being turned into a statue. That's the message. Some of you spent your whole life worrying about being liked. Well, Medusa's energy says, what if your job is not to be liked, it's to be real? What if the people running away are not your loss? You're entering a season where your discernment is getting real sharp. You see through fake apologies and mixed signals. You see through people who only value you when it's convenient, when you're convenient. And because you see clearly now, people can't move you anymore, or at least as easily anymore. That's the stone gaze. But it's not because you're cursing people. It's because their silly gooseness, their nonsense, no longer moves you, no longer works on you. The manipulation freezes, the games freeze, access freezes, everything's frozen. The version of you that tolerated all that freezes. Medusa wasn't powerful because of the snakes. She was powerful because she stopped being easy to approach with bad intentions and nonsense. So if things feel real weird lately, and if synchronicities are everywhere, if you're noticing people's masks slipping off, if you're suddenly less willing to entertain foolishness, you may be slipping into your Medusa era, but not becoming a monster, but becoming someone so sharp that lies can't survive eye contact. They called Medusa a monster after they could no longer control the story. This is also your reminder that not everybody who called you cold had to see the version of you that had to survive. Not everybody who calls you intimidating saw what it took to stop abandoning yourself. You're becoming clearer, and people may mistake your boundaries for you having walls up, but that's just because they were used to having unlimited access to you. The Medusa era, the Medusa lesson is not about revenge. It's about power. It's about not asking permission to be who you are and to exist exactly as you are. You don't need to convince people that you're good or kind. You don't need to explain every transformation. The right people are not going to fear your growth. They're going to accept it. They're going to respect it. Somebody needs to hear this. You were never too much. You were just finally becoming impossible to control, especially by those who didn't have your best intentions and well-being in mind. Medusa was much more than just some monster. She represents survival. Later versions of the myth portray her as someone who suffered injustice before she became feared and powerful. She flips the power dynamic. Instead of being the one objectified or threatened, she's the one that nobody can dominate with just a glance. Also, she's visually iconic. I mean, come on. Snake hair, stone gaze, ancient magic. It's one of the most recognizable character designs in mythology. Also, she's complicated. Villain, victim, monster, protector, warning, symbol of feminine rage. Different people connect with different aspects of her story. Symbolically, a lot of people see Medusa as representing boundaries, transformation, hidden power, turning pain into strength, being feared after you stopped being easy to control. Are we getting... Okay. That's why Medusa tattoos, artwork, and jewelry remain so popular. For many people, she's not a monster at all. She's a symbol of resilience and power. There's something fascinating about a character who was once portrayed as terrifying, becoming centuries later a symbol of strength.